Alright, welcome back guys. We're going to do some line work. And I'll go with, I'll go with black for the nose and the eyes, and then we'll go from there. I'll probably use a brown for the rest of the lines. But as always, I name the layers. Just a habit that I've sort of gotten into. Good habit. Alright, so let me lower the opacity of the sketch layer pretty low. And then I'm going to lock it. That way I don't accidentally draw on it like a dum-dum. That happens a lot. Alright. So I'm going to try to do this fairly quickly, but we'll see. I'm going to try not to spin it a lot, but normally I am spinning this canvas Some things just don't look good unless you kind of do them fast. To kind of give them that like really fluid, whip-like kind of feel. Like it really makes a big difference. That's fine. The teeth I can do over this layer, so I'm not too worried about them. Alright, so that's the mouth and nose area, which I always do black. And then the eyes, I also do in black. And then for lines that aren't that thick, that's why I use the my Sketchmaster brush, because line thickness is also important. You know, the different lines that you make thick and that you don't make thick. Like these secondary lines, like I don't make very quick. And if I need to just make a little bit of like the eyeball, then I just do it really light. Actually, I should be doing these in brown. So, well, actually, let me make this little eyebrow type thing. Since they don't have eyebrows, I just call them eyebrow type things. And that one's hairy. Maybe I'll make this one hairy too. I'm not mad at them having, I'm mad at his hairy, you know, while we're at it, we're gonna do this guy's little eyes too. Look at this little rascal. We'll do his little nose. He's actually looks really cute. Alright. So I'm going to make another layer underneath that. And I'm going to use brown. The reason I'm doing it underneath is so when I do other lines, like for example, like when I make the nose line, I just want it to be underneath the black. I want it to be underneath there. I don't want it to be on top. I'm going to try to move fairly quickly now. Looks okay, but I think I'm going to try to stick more to the sketch. Here we go. Alright, I make these little lines here. Oop, almost forgot his little back ear. Oops. Alright, sometimes I can do a little too much of the fur type things and it starts to look funny, so it's kind of like a delicate balance. I think I will put the little pads on his hand. I just feel like he needs to have those big fat, you know, like big fat bear jelly beans. His little fluff tail. Alright, now we're getting in a decent groove. His little belly button. So the little toe claws. I'm practicing line work and getting decent at line work, which I pretty much just learned to do from like watching, you know, the greats like I can't remember the guy who did like Shere Khan. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. Aaron Blaze, you know, watching all their videos. I just watch every little thing that they do and because it's all for a reason, you know what I mean? And so for me, I was always just watching everything that they were doing, and sometimes it's the most like minute things that they're not even really thinking about that they're doing, but it makes a big difference. Even like the video I did where I would mirror the canvas. I would flip the canvas. That's basically just from watching other artists, and I'm like, a lot of them flip the canvas. Like, what is the deal with that? But it makes a big difference. I'll go ahead and draw this guy now. Why not? Alright, so alright, I had some technical difficulties there, but luckily, that's the thing I don't like. I'm filming on like an iPhone S, and it doesn't let me know if it stops recording, so unless I look up at the phone, I just assume that it's going to be recording. But luckily, you only missed, what did you miss? These few lines. So not much, luckily. It's telling me I don't have the space when I have plenty of space on there. I delete all the videos when I bring them on my computer. This phone's a dum-dum. Alright. Where was I? Cute little mouse guy. Alright, so we'll do his little arms. His little butt area. Give his tail a little more curl. I really like drawing like mice, like rodent feet. I'm not good at like big cat feet, actually just regular cat feet, but like rodent feet for some reason. I really enjoy drawing their little legs. But I don't know, for some reason with like cats and big cats, it just never looks right. Anyway, back to bare business. Alright, so it's lined up. Probably deserves some color. So I'm going to go ahead and merge these. And let's name that lines. I'm going to make a new layer underneath. And my orange color that I like to use to color, excuse me, the orange color that I like to use to fill everything in. Alright, let's see if we can do this fairly quickly. I'm not going to talk so I can speed this up, but this is easy. This is just coloring in the lines. I'm coloring the mouse on the same layer as his face, and I always do the face and the body on a separate layer. And I can see that I already messed that up and I did it all in one layer, but I'm going to fix that after this guy. He's so small, I'm going to break my own rule and do his body as one, because he's just so small anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. I guess rules are made to be broken. Sometimes. Alright, the easiest way, I'm gonna separate this. Oops, wrong one. And I'll just select. Cut and paste. Alright, so now we have the head. So now we have the body here, underneath the head. So I can just continue. And I did forget to make the line for his arm, so I'm going to go back and do that later. Alright, now I have to go back and draw this line that I forgot about. Alright, good enough. Alright, good. For the head, perfect. This is the perfectionist in me. Alright, good. So now for the colors of this guy. I'll go for the body layer, and then I'll do hue saturation. No, he's gotta be like brown. I want him to be like brown. Sometimes I have actual trouble finding brown. Manually finding brown. That's not bad, right? It's a nice brown. It's a nice milk chocolate brown. Just make his head the same color. And I can always kind of tweak that later. For this little guy, what do we want to make him, gray or white? I kind of like white. Maybe white with a little gray. And then we can give him like a red nose. Yeah, we can give him a red nose. And little pink ears. Alright, so we'll do that. We'll do that on the new layer underneath the layer where his body is painted white. That way he'll be over this arm, if that makes sense. So first we'll do his little earsies. And inside of his mouth, actually we might as well do that too. And we'll give him a red nose. Or do we want to give him a black nose? Or like a brown nose? Or like a pink nose? I think I kind of like the red color. I think the red color is for me. Alright, so... Oh, did I delete his mouth color? I must have. So I'm going to use the same three colors that I always use for mouth colors. Where do I want his tongue? That'll do. Give him some chompers. Give him some little chompers. And then, I guess, would his hands be pink? I think his hands would be pink, so I'm going to alpha lock this white color and I'll make his hands and feet pink. I'll use the airbrush. I'll make his hands and feet pink and his tail. Alright, I think that's pretty good. So I'm going to use, I'm going to use the same layer to make the bear's eyes, to color in the bear's eyes and nose. So first we just take our white for his eyes. We'll take that same mouth color for his mouth. And then we'll take a gray for his nose. And I usually do a darker gray for the different plane of his nose. And I'll give him some, I don't know if it probably wouldn't be that pink in there. It might be whatever color we do his mouth area, which would be a lighter brown. So I'm going to take, you know what, I'm going to select this. I'm going to make another layer above it. So I have the brown, and then I'm just going to bring it up to a brighter, well, we can always adjust it later. It's not bad. So we're just gonna use our sketch. Let's see if this fills. Good. Alright, so let's give him some... So let's go to that layer where his mouth is. Gotta give him a tongue. Can't leave him hanging without a tongue. It's just not right. And then I'm gonna make it a layer. Ooh, let's see. Sometimes it could be tricky because the black is here. So I'm going to make another layer above this, and I'm going to make so I'll make his teeth like that, and then for his other tooth, I'm going to put it up above where the line is. And then for the rest, for the other one, I can put it back down because I want it to be underneath the lines and everything. So and the reason I did it on a layer above where the inside of his mouth is because if I want to do a shadow, then I can do a shadow just like on his over this top tooth and on his tongue and stuff like that. So I might as well do it now since I'm talking about it. I'd take like a really dark red, lower the opacity, alpha lock that part in his mouth, and then sort of like do something like that. So it just looks like a shadow in his mouth. Maybe go over it again. And if I'm doing that, I would also have to go over this tooth would also be in shadow. And so would this tooth. So I just have to make sure that those are also in shadow. Alright, so I'm gonna, where's the sketch at so I can see where I have his eyes. So I might use those, but I might just we'll just see what eyes look better. We'll give him a new set of eyes. I'll start with black. Oop. Opacity. I actually like the way that looks. I think it looks pretty good. And then I erase it, right? It's always the way it goes. I think that looks better. But I still not sure about that other eye. There's something that makes it look funny to me. I'm not sure what it is, but no, that's too big. That's too close. There's just like something's really bugging me about this left part of the eye. I mean his left eye. Nope. It's not bad, it just doesn't feel, something feels wrong about it. I think I might know what it is. So I'm going to turn that off. I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to go to lines. Oh, it shouldn't be that though. Alright, maybe I just need to maybe if I move that one like that. Oh, no, it still looks wonky to me. Oh, that's better. I can get down with that. These are the struggles that we all go through with eyes. When you want it to just be simple, but oh, I kind of like that. I think that works. I think that works. Looks like he's looking at him, right? I believe that. I do think, however, his eye might be a little more alright, I have to do this to see if it looks better. Okay, I have to check. Oops, I have to check to make sure. What do I need? That off. Lines. It just felt like his eye needed to be lower or something. Alright, let's turn everything back on and then like fix that up. And see if that helps. So firstly, we're gonna have to change. We'll just have to erase some of this brown. And then let's see if we can manipulate this. I think that looks better. I think that looks better. What do you think? Yeah, I'm happy with that. Alright. I'm cool with that. I'm going to use I'm going to go on this layer again, and I'm going to take this color. I'm going to see how that works inside of his ear. Because I don't think they have like pink inside their ears. I mean, they probably do to some extent, but I feel like it's like, no, I kind of like that. I don't really need a pink, I don't think. I could do a lighter color though. how that looks. It's not bad. Maybe I need that for his... That actually looks quite nice. Alright, let me get these nails. Are they black or are they white? I think they're black. I don't think they're white. We'll make them like a dark brown. But we also have to do his little paw thingies. So I think the best bet to do those is right here. I'll make another layer. You know, I'll do it on the same layer as the nose and all of that. So hopefully, okay, that's good. So we're just gonna go with circles because we don't want to get too complicated. It doesn't have to be perfect. We just want to give the impression that we have the right anatomy, but it doesn't have to be like super perfect. I'll go back to this body layer so I can do these nails. Oh, I gotta take the opacity off, or take the alpha lock off. Pretty sure their claws are like a dark color. Oh. Might as well do these two. Actually, I don't know why. Let me alpha lock that again. Save myself some work. Alright. So, okay, what's next? Alright, so let me darken his little... So I'm going to take this color, darken it a little bit. Maybe a little bit more. And I'm just going to color in the top part of his brow that would be in shadow. And then I'm going to go with a lighter color. I'm going to go back to the original color, go a little bit lighter for underneath. That way you give him that depression where his eye sockets are. I'm gonna go back to the layer where I did his little toe jelly beans and stuff. Not jelly beans, like toe bean type things, just to do that one too. Maybe I'll make it a little more. All right. That's looking pretty good. I'm feeling a little aggression at this. His smile doesn't seem to... Smile's not doing it for me, so I'm going to go back to lines. Go back to my original brush. erase. I had it a little too thin. Here, clean this up. It's a little better, I think. Alright, so yeah, so I think he's looking pretty good. Pretty good. What other details do I want for him? And do we want to stick to this color? I think the color's pretty good. Alright, let me give him a shadow on his eye. Unalpha lock that. Black. Graffiti brush. Opacity down to about 30. Give him some shadows there. We'll go to this layer and we'll add a little bit of color to these. Now sometimes you've probably seen this in a cartoon scenario where they have, it's alpha locked, okay, where they have a character like this, and then I'll just do it big so you can see. And they'll have kind of all of this, like, wait a minute, what's going on here? And they'll have all of this, like, a different color here. You know, kind of like the belly and stuff will be like a different color. Let's see how that looks. It's a very like cartoony thing. I don't think bears really have a different color in the middle going down, but sometimes it works. Like I think that actually works, which is weird. I didn't think it would. I actually think it looks kind of good, which means that now I have to make it look nice, because I want to keep it. So I'm just gonna make it follow the contours of his fur. Actually, maybe this will be, I wonder if this would be like this. All right. Let's do a change of scenery, actually. It feels better. It just feels more mood. It feels more in the mood. All right. All right. So we're looking good. He's looking pretty good. I'm happy. Do we want to do different color eyes? Do we want to do like, sometimes bears have that like glorious, glorious kind of golden. Whoops, this is not alpha locked, am I? Like glorious golden color. Or just like a brown. We could go darker and do like a brown. Or we can just do black. We're going to stick with black? Alright, we'll stick with black. Do we want to make his eyes a little darker? Maybe. Sometimes I'll just take a brush and let's see. And I'll make it really light. And I'll just go over the eye. I know it doesn't make that much sense when I'm doing it, but the reason I do that is because I'll go on a layer above the eye and I'll do if you've watched any of my videos, then you know the jelly beans are coming. I do the jelly beans, they might be too big. Because you want to be able to see a lot of the black in the eye. And then raise this up. And you can get a nice white highlight there. Like so. Alright, that's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with what we have. So let's do some shadowing. So I selected his face. I'm gonna do that on a layer above. And then I'm gonna take a dark green to start the shadows. I don't know why I start in dark green, but I make a new layer and I bring the opacity down to about 20. And that's how I do my shadows. So we're just gonna we'll do some general shadows here. We'll do general shadow under his mouth. Definitely here. We'll just put that all in shadow actually. The back part of his ear, the bottom part of his ear can be in shadow. And we'll make a little shadow under here. And maybe a little shadow where like his temple is. And then we're going to select his body, and then we're going to go back up to the same layer. I'm going to name it shadow. So I'm going to go up to that same layer where all the shadows are, and then so he's going to have obviously a shadow from his head. So we'll have that there. And then we'll have one underneath this tuft of skin, or fur. And we'll make all this down here in shadow. And most of his leg we'll just put in shadow. And then most of this leg too would be in shadow. And all this would be in shadow. A little bit of his fluff tail. A whole lot of the under part of his arm. Ooh, that's going over the... oh, that's right, it is over that. Okay, so... I might be able to... You know what? I'm not going to worry about it right now. I'm just going to continue with the shadow. The underside of his palm. And I'll even make the shadow of this guy. So that's fine. And then this can be in shadow as well. Alright, I think that's pretty good. So I'm going to unselect that. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to circle him. And what was I going to do? I'll do cut and paste. And then I'm going to select. And I'm going to cut what I selected from the shadow. Okay, so alright, so do we like the green shadow? Because now that it's green, oops. We can actually change the color of it. So it's like a reddish shadow. So it's just warmer or cooler. You can change the I kind of like it. So it kind of depends on if you want to go like safer or a little bit. I think I like it a little bit warmer. I think I like it about there. Yeah, I'm liking that. Okay, so I think the only thing else I would do is I usually go on his nose again. And I like to put just like a little, actually I might do it right on the line layer, just to really get some separation here. Let's see. I don't know. Where do I want to put this glare? Do I want it to be behind that ridge? Yeah, I think behind the ridge is good. I'm gonna go ahead and make these black here. And I'm going to give him that thing. Alright, so I think just a few more little touches and we might be able to call it. I think, right? So a few little details, maybe give this guy some teeny tiny little eyebrows. Actually, I guess they would be, no, I guess they're fine if they're black. I'm not too worried about it. And then maybe we'll just give him a little shadow. Give him a little shadow under his head where his big ear is. Maybe a little shadow under here. This can be in shadow. It's not bad. Yeah, I'm liking the look of this so far. I think it looks good. We want him sitting on like a do some little smudges just to give it a little life. And what do we want to do for plants? Sometimes I just use industrial, organic. I do like rainforest. Sometimes I actually use rainforest. I just think it looks nice. Not gonna lie. I just think that sometimes it's just like a nice... I'll actually make it underneath that layer. So sort of like... And then if I want to go... If I want to do some grass or something, I just go back to my regular brushes. And I can do some grass growing. If you want to get crazy, you can go just do a layer on top and really just like, you know, really put them in, really put them in it, you know? And then you can also make another layer. And you can kind of figure out what color you want the sky to be. I kind of like an orangey skies, to be honest with you. I don't know. Well, let's see if it works. And then sometimes I even like to throw in like a pink or something at the bottom. or like even like an orange, and just kind of, and this is mostly just because I think it's just pretty, you know. And then maybe I'll use the texture, the noise brush, and just kind of like, I don't know, just give it some noise. I think the noise brush looks weird. I'm gonna back out of that. I don't know, sometimes it works. I don't know, maybe I need to just use it as erase. Let's see how that looks. If I just use erase and kind of erase some of it away. I just find that for some reason when it's just like a flat color, I don't really like it that much. When everything is very flat. Yeah, I think that's nice. I think I'm happy with that. Now, if we really want to get crazy, you can add another airbrush, and you can sort of like can make it really bright in a spot, and then I think I'm going to go ahead and merge all these. Are we happy? We're happy. Merged. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to copy, and then I'm going to unmerge, and then you know what? No, we're not gonna take the easy way out. Or maybe we are. Group. Wait, why did that go up there? Oh, whatever, that's fine. Okay, so if I do need to edit the bear, at least I can go back and edit him in this older layer. But so we have him here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make another layer on top, and then I'm going to take the lovely light pen. I love the light pen. So much fun. Let me raise the... Doesn't need to be that big though. So I'm going to take this light pen, and then I am just going to go over some of these lines here. And you can let me know what you think. And it kind of gives it that like light is shining on him look. Probably doesn't look right here though, does it? Sometimes it looks good. I think I need a lighter background though. Like I think if the background was lighter, then it would make more sense. Yeah. background was lighter, it would make more sense, but it's not that light, so we're not going to do it. We're just going to end off with a shadow where he's sitting. I think that's a good place to end it. So I'm going to go back to my regular airbrush, and just, oops, it's a little heavy. Is that its own layer? Yeah. Okay, good. So I can give it a smudge. I'm gonna make it a little darker. And I think I'll call it a day. Thank you guys so much again for watching the video. I really appreciate each and every person that comes through and watches my videos, shows me support. If you have any suggestions, or if you have any tutorials or things you want to see, tutorials you want me to do, drop them in the comments. I'm always looking for new content to make and new videos to make, so I can grow my channel and just so I can spread the knowledge and spread the love. So once again, keep drawing, and I'll catch you in the next video.